Cars are one of those interesting topics because it's most likely the second biggest purchase you'll make. A lot of us have either already bought a car, thought about buying a car, or will eventually buy a car at some point in our lives. And there are a bunch of different options when it comes to buying a car. You could buy a new car, you could buy a used car, you could pay for it outright, you could lease it, finance it, but what should you do? How do you know what steps to take, and how do you avoid being ripped off? These are all great questions. Now, today we're gonna focus on buying a used car specifically because it's one of the best options for saving money, especially when you consider that new cars lose a lot of value the second that you drive them off the lot. Now, even though buying a used car is a great option, there's a lot of mistakes that you can make in the process, which we of course want you to avoid. So we're gonna go through a list of top mistakes to avoid when buying a used car, why you should avoid them, and what you can do instead to help you avoid making those mistakes. So let's get into it. So the first mistake is overpaying for your car. And this is an important one to start off with from the top because no one wants to overpay for something, and especially not one of the biggest purchases that you're gonna make in your life. The problem is that buyers often don't know if they're overpaying. Traditionally, when you go to purchase a car, there isn't just one set price that everyone pays because every car is a little bit different, especially when it comes to used cars. So the car dealership pricing will likely start high, and you're meant to negotiate that price down. But if you don't know how to negotiate and bring that price down because you're not confident in what a good price actually is, then you're likely going to end up overpaying. Now, there are ways to prepare yourself, like by looking at comparable listings. These are basically examples of what similar cars have sold for. But you have to seek those out on your own because dealerships usually want you to pay more money, meaning that they're not giving you those low price comparables. So to sum up mistake number one, many car buyers don't know if they're overpaying, and they also fail to check those comparable listings. This lack of research and negotiation skills could cause you to spend more money than you actually should be. So how do you avoid this mistake? Well, we're actually very excited to say that we're working with Clutch on this video. Clutch is a Canadian online platform that's been modernizing the used car market by providing a 100% online experience for buying and selling used cars. They were created as an alternative to the traditional dealerships that take advantage of customers. Their goal is to offer high-quality used vehicles with a stress-free online car buying experience. Now, when it comes to helping you avoid overpaying for your car, the Clutch platform is a great resource. You can use their platform to search through thousands of cars, and they give everyone the same price up front. So whether you know how to negotiate or you have no clue because it's your first car purchase, you'll be given the exact same price. They also have educational resources to help you figure out a good price for different types of cars too, which we love. I also want to point out that when you're searching for cars, you can filter for very specific features like parking assist and a panoramic roof, on top of filtering by price and color, for example.
The next mistake is focusing only on the monthly payment and not researching your best financing options. This is a big one when it comes to the actual payment part of the car buying process. There's a few specific mistakes to avoid here, but the main one is focusing only on the monthly payments instead of the total cost of the vehicle. It's pretty common for a traditional car dealer to frame the deal of your car purchase around what the monthly payment will be. They'll usually align your monthly payment with what you said you could afford per month. The problem with that is that they'll often stretch out loan terms for a longer period of time, so your monthly payments might be lower, but the amount of time that you're paying for is much longer. So instead of making a bigger monthly payment over 5 years, they'll show you an option where you can make a payment for half that amount, but over 10 years instead. But that leads to a way more expensive purchase overall with the interest that you're adding on over those extended years and number of payments. So you want to avoid getting trapped in these long-term financing options with high interest rates and choosing the longest possible term to try and reduce your monthly payments because you'll end up paying more money over the long term. You also want to make sure that you're looking into all of your options and what's best for you. And it might not be what the traditional dealer explains to you. For example, you might want to account for all the additional costs like taxes, fees, insurance, considering something like gap insurance if it makes sense for you, and ensuring that you can afford what you're signing up for before it's too late and you're in a position where your daily life is struggling to pay for this car. Now, the Clutch platform can help you avoid these mistakes in a few ways. They provide a clear breakdown of all the costs involved and the flexible financing options that their partners have. They specifically shop your loan application around to over 10 lenders to get you the best possible rate. They also have a car loan calculator that shows you what your bi-weekly car payment would look like based on the price of the car, your credit score, the term length, and more.
The next mistake is skipping the pre-purchase inspection. Now this one is important, especially with a used car that has a history to it. It's actually pretty common for buyers to rely solely on the seller's description of the car or maybe a high-level visual check of the car without doing a detailed inspection. And that makes sense because a lot of people don't really know what they're looking for in an inspection and might not realize that you can have a professional inspection done. But without a proper inspection, you can miss hidden mechanical issues like with the car's transmission, with its brakes, or other problems with the car in general, and it can cost you thousands of dollars to fix those mistakes later instead. These maintenance costs are a big add-on to the overall costs of buying a car, and if you can avoid some of the big ones by being thorough up front, then that's ideal. The good news with the Clutch platform is that they're very thorough when it comes to the inspection step of the used car buying process. They have certified 210-point inspections on all vehicles, which is a more thorough pre-purchase used vehicle inspection than a standard pre-purchase inspection. On top of that, they offer a free Carfax report, which is a breakdown of information on the car's past, like its accident history, maintenance history, and any theft. They also provide over 25 photos of the car and a 10-day money-back guarantee with all of their cars. So instead of just relying on the 10 to 15-minute test drive that you get with most dealerships, you get 10 whole days to try it out with your day-to-day lifestyle, and you can get your family and friends' opinion. And after that, if for any reason you decide it's not for you, then you can return it quickly and easily.
The next mistake is rushing the purchase decision, and I know that this one's very relatable. A lot of the time when making a big purchase like buying a car, there's a lot of emotions behind it, and it can sometimes be easy to make an emotional purchase, where you're focused on either being excited for a specific type of car or by needing a car on a deadline instead of a logical purchase, especially when you're being pressured by the car salesperson or from the sales techniques that are meant to put pressure on you, like limited time offers or today only deals. When this happens, you could rush into a purchase that's not right for you and potentially not even test drive the car first, which, like we talked about with the inspections, can cause you to miss both technical and mechanical issues with the car and functionality that's important to you. On that note, there's a bunch of things that you want to look for in a test drive, like how it feels when you drive it, how the functionality works, like the blind spot warning and cruise control, and how the technology works, like the touch screen and Apple CarPlay. But also if the car has enough storage for your lifestyle and what you'll be putting in the car, and the right safety features for who's going to be in the car and stuff like that. Now, the overall problem with this mistake is that you could, one, end up with buyer's remorse, having a car that doesn't fit your lifestyle or your budget, or two, end up with problems with the car that lead to more costs later on. When it comes to how Clutch helps you avoid this mistake, it's kind of obvious. There's no pressure to online shopping. You don't have any salesperson pressuring you, there's no rush in the process, and you can take the time to talk through it with your friends and family. On top of that, once you've made a purchase, you get a 10-day money-back guarantee on most packages. And what that means is that you have that full time period to test own the car. You usually only get a 15-minute test drive at the car dealership, and what can you really tell about a used car in that short amount of time, especially with the salesperson there adding a bit of pressure on top of that. With Clutch, you get to have the car at home for 10 days to try out in real life, giving you a full feel for the car.
The last mistake is not factoring in the reliability and maintenance costs involved. Sometimes in the car buying process, it can be easy to be swayed by the appearance of the car and the aesthetics and the cool features that you're looking for, as opposed to its long-term value. To expand on that, a big mistake that you can make is researching the visual of a specific car and its features, but not researching the common issues for that specific make and model. And that can lead you to ignoring the costs that come with the car being reliable, which is a good thing, and the inevitable maintenance costs, which can vary from car to car. This mistake can lead to you paying for unexpected repairs and breakdowns and having higher ownership costs than expected. The solution that Clutch brings is that they provide a curated inventory of reliable vehicles with extended warranty options. So you know that you can trust the reliability of the car, and also so that you can have some sort of idea of the types of maintenance costs that might be involved down the road. I also want to mention that you can easily check out the car online with an $100 deposit, and during the checkout process, they give you a chance to easily appraise and trade in your car as a part of the process, buy a customized warranty plan or gap insurance, which, by the way, from a high level, is an optional add-on that covers the difference between the value of your car and what you still owe on your loan or lease if you ever end up in an accident and your car is declared a total loss. You can also pick up the car or have it dropped off at your home, and you get a 10-day money-back guarantee with all packages. There are a few different packages available, so you can pick a package with rust protection or tire and rim protection if either of those features are important to you. If you have any questions about how this works or how you can use the Clutch platform to buy or sell a used car, then make sure you ask away in the comments below.
Obviously, there's a lot to cover when it comes to buying a used car, but we hope that this was a helpful overview of the top mistakes that you can make and how to avoid them with the help of Clutch. A big thank you to Clutch for working with us on this video, and make sure that you check out the Clutch platform if you're looking to buy or sell a used car by scanning the QR code that we'll have on screen or by checking out the link that we'll have linked in our description box below.